welcome everybody to another Game 3 deck profile here. As you can see, I just woke up. I look like complete dog shit. But something that's pretty gangster is the deck we're seeing right in front of us here. And Frank got 20th place. Oh, fuck. Well, as you can see, I was streaming again because, you know, I am an idiot. I don't know how to do this stuff. But, more importantly, Frank's here, top 20, with, you see it there, U7 Frieza. Frank, take it away.
Okay, so yeah, like Rosas just said, this is the Tournament of Power Frieza, yellow leader. That's Frieza on the back side, front side, and Frieza, Golden Frieza, the final assailant. So it's a much older leader, so some people might not want to know what it does, but it's fairly basic. It's Warriors of U7, which that takes away the specified cost for all U7 tag battle cards. Has Activate main. Once per turn, place a U7 card from your hand to the drop, draw 2 cards. Awaken, 4 life, one of the old school ones, and it untaps 2 energy. On the Awaken side, it's Warriors U7, Activate main, place 1 U7 card from your hand to the drop, draw 2 cards, then you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So there's no secret about this deck. The deck is 100% focused around our SCR. This is our win con. We stall until we can do this, and if you can't do this, probably going to lose. But that's okay, because that's what makes the deck fun.
So is that just the new Yellow Jesus? That's just kind of the
thing? That's the new Yellow Jesus. 100% based around this. Yeah. So this Gogeta is an 8-cost, 45k ultimate quad strike. He has an Activate main for 4 generic if your leader is yellow, and your life is at 3 or less. That's the key. You have to be at least at 3 or less life. You play this card from your hand, and you place 1 energy marker into your energy area for each of your opponent's rest mode cards, and then you can't activate counter skills for the turn.
Yeah. No.
So a lot of times, absolutely disgusting, because a lot of times with this SCR, I'll get anywhere from 6 to 12 energy counters, just from this card. He also has another Activate main. I can remove him from the game to completely wipe my opponent's board, ignoring barrier. Yeah. So this is our win con. Because it's so very focused around the SCR, we want to see the SCR, and it's a 50-card deck. I run For the Sake of Family, which most people, you look at this card and you go, what does it do? Nobody runs it.
Of course.
1 cost yellow extra, Activate main. I figured this was the best for the deck. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you get to choose a yellow Saiyan or yellow Namekian card from among them and add it to your hand. Since it says yellow Saiyan with no specified cost, it can hit the SCR. There are also 1-drop Saiyans. There's Steadfast, the Gohan, that it can also hit. So it's not completely a whiff if you don't see the SCR. So these 3 cards are just for searching the SCR.
Amen.
I run 1 Boo. Your win con is usually turn 4 or better. You can do turn 3 if you went second, but it's usually turn 4 plus. So of course I'm gonna run a 30k double strike.
Yeah, why not? It's basically an overwhelm for yellow specifically. That's what I would feel about that card. Just 30 100%. Double, 1 energy. Let's go nuts.
100%. A lot of decks, including like Kid Ku, they go very wide. So Realm of the Gods, Black Kamehameha. I use it on my opponent's turn. I get out of a damage, and I get to tap down 2 cards, which fuels towards my Gogeta. So it stifles some of their attacks, and I get more energy markers towards the Gogeta when I play it. I play 2 of those. Power of the Super Saiyan.
First SCR. Yeah. Sorry, second SCR, because you already shown the actual one. So.
Power of the Super Saiyan, I mean, self-explanatory. Same reason I'm running Black Kamehameha, but it could also tap down a Unison. So now we're going to get into the U7 package. Again, the leader, it's specifically, you're running it for Warriors of U7 and for the draw, because this whole deck is just based around drawing to see the SCR. So you need to run enough U7s. We run the 5-drop U7s. We run 2 of those because they're U7. They can play for 4 by negging one of your own battle cards and one of your opponent's battle cards for 25k. And you can return it from the drop to your hand by discarding U7. So if you want to go into the 7-drop, which is in this deck, you can pull this back from your drop area so you can discard it early towards your leader's ability. So I run 2 of those. Old leader, no self cutter. Piccolo, red costs U7 tag, which is thing that matters. He's just a self cutter. Swings, add 1 life to your hand, plus 10k.
Fair enough.
The 7 drop, one of the other win cons
Beauty.
of the deck.
One of my favorite cards still to this day.
Frieza, Emperor of U7. 7 cost, EX Evolve. For 1, I can place 1 U7 card from your hand to the drop area, and you can evolve them onto a Frieza U7, 5 cost or more. So this is your target for that one. He's a triple strike, 30k, permanent. When if your leader is yellow, and your opponent's counter skills and non-keyword auto and activate skills cannot be activated unless they place 1 card from their life into their drop area. Absolutely insane card.
And it's every
Absolutely
time.
insane
It's
and it's every
disgusting.
time.
And if you have multiple copies, it's tax on all of them.
Exactly. And when you end up going into SCR on turn 4, produce 8 energy markers, awaken to restand 2 energy, having 10 in total, you go pay 4, pay 4, pay 1, pay 1. Sometimes that's the answer.
Well, that's pretty much just, even if they have 4 life left, it's just like, okay, I'm going to swing with Gogeta. You want to counter? Well, burn 2 of your life, and then I have 2 of these guys that are triple
because then he's
strike.
the quad strike.
Yeah.
Other win
disgusting.
con of the deck,
Yeah, this is gross.
Turning the Tide. People have been saying Turning the Tide needs to be hit because they've been complaining about it for a while. Because, I mean, it's an almost like I win button. Not quite, but almost I win button on turn 7.
I haven't seen it in
this
so
deck-
long, too, which is funny. That
Exactly.
is still, and now this is a deck that, wow, like, this is really, like, this is turning this card up to the max. No pun
yeah,
intended,
because-
but holy.
Since it has the U7 tag, it removes the specified costs. So those energy markers that can be used for yellow, they can still pay for him because it doesn't care about the blue because of the Warriors U7. So you can play Android 17 Turning the Tide on turn 3 if you went second, or on your turn 4 if you went first.
That's
by
nuts.
playing this Gogeta. This card won me multiple games because a lot of leaders right now they have alternate awaken costs that take them down to 6. This deck is not an aggressive deck, so I usually won't deal damage to them beyond 6, and that poses a problem here. However, if they have enough energy markers, which a lot of times they do, I'll go turn 3 or turn 4, Gogeta to gain the energy markers, awaken, Android Turning the Tide to affect us both, and then I'll pay 3 more energy, because a lot of times I have it, and 2 Z energy, to bring out the Vegeta from the Z deck,
More crit.
KOing one of their rest mode battle cards, and he gains crit. So now I have 3 critical strike attacks, 20k plus, and the 45k quad strike. I can take you from 7 to 0, and not another card touches your hand.
Damn.
Yeah. So going more back into the package, U7 package, it does 2 things. 1, U7 for the leader to discard, and then also when he enters the battlefield, you look at top 5, and you can add 1 U7 card with an energy cost of 3 or less among them to your hand. So he's also just a way to thin the deck as well. You discard him to draw, play him for 1, search for top 5, thins the deck, and then you combo him off to get him into the Z. 2 promos, the Frieza Unexpected Invitation. So this one's a different one. It's not an expensive card, but it's a 15k critical, which a lot of times when you're trying to go for that damage, with this deck, you want critical, especially since you're based around Turning the Tide. So this has a auto, limit 1 for 1 colorless. If your leader is a Son Goku or Frieza with Warriors U7, and you have 3 or more energy, when this card is discarded from your hand by one of your leader's skills, you get to play it from the drop, and it gains blocker for the turn.
Damn.
The blocker doesn't matter because you're playing it offensively, but it's a 15k critical for 1. Which again, critical damage, of course, that's what you want.
It's not bad. It's a way that card's not going to the drop. It's actually being used, and you're still drawing 2 cards. So
Exactly, you're still drawing 2 cards, it's not going to the drop, and it puts out some kind of aggression onto the deck, or onto the board. Because most people, you don't want to take the critical damage.
no.
Next one, 2 warriors or 2 Universe 7 representatives. Self-explanatory, gains U7 and then searches top 7 for a U7 card. You need them in your U7 decks. Gohan, another cantrip, 1-drop. You can discard him to the leader, and he's just, when you play him, draw a card. He just thins the deck. I run 3 of those. Your super combo, we're running 4 of the Gokus because it has the U7 tag. So your Krillin can search for your Gokus. So that's a bonus. You have a searcher that can also hit your super combos.
A good old 5 or less.
Exactly. And now we're getting into part of the negate package, or the negate package itself. So Master Roshi, he has a U7 tag, so you can discard him, but he's also a 1-cost counterattack, negate the attack, and play this card. So you can use him as a negate, or you can use him to discard for your leader, depending on the situation. I run 2 of those. Son Goku, Steadfast Assistance. He makes opponents' battle cards come in and play in rest mode, and you draw a card. He's also a blocker. Again, adds towards the putting things in rest mode when you want to do your Gogeta, and it helps stifle attacks. Preferably 2 with the block, but usually it's just going to get the 1 because most people will kill it before it gets a chance to block. But maybe you get lucky. Tried and true, 4-drop Sin. Some of the situations you want to play out your Sin, I run 2. It didn't really do anything for me this weekend, honestly, so I don't know where we are in the meta with that, if that's still strong. Solid card just feels weird not running it.
Fair enough.
Mecha Frieza, Riposte. So Riposte, it hasn't been doing much in yellow right now. We're not really in a meta that Riposte is good because we have field cards, we have extra cards that people can tap, so it definitely makes it where Riposte isn't as impactful as it used to be. However, again, with the Gogeta, it counts all cards in rest mode, including those extras and those field cards. So Riposte is used specifically for that reason, because your opponent's not expecting the Gogeta. So you play out your Riposte, and you hope they start to tap more cards that normally don't matter. And I run 4 of those. Token negates, because you need to get to 3 for your Gogeta. Forbidden Power, again, works like a flying Nimbus, but you need to get to 3, and sometimes you want that combat to happen, so you can power the Super Saiyan and Realm of the Gods Black Kamehameha. Time Magic, and Flying Nimbus.
You just slap them in there.
Yeah, more negates, basically. So the deck itself, it, again, focuses around the SCR. Your win cons is usually SCR into Emperor of U7, or into Turning the Tide, whichever scenario ends up looking like it would be for the better. If you need the control, you go into Emperor U7. If you have a lot of energy markers, sometimes you can go into both. I've been in the opportunity where I could go into both, where I had 14 in total between the 2 untap and the energy markers, because the leader is an untap 2 upon awaken. And because the deck runs so many floodgates, blockers, things along those lines, it doesn't matter if you're at 10k or 15k. If you didn't negate the attack, you're likely taking the damage anyways. So you don't awaken until you go into your Gogeta. And even this weekend, there were some games where I won on turn 6 and I awoken on turn 6.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's pretty good. I'll go over the the Z deck. The sideboard, it wasn't really relevant. I think I only sided 1 game. I played against the older Android 21 that used the clone tokens and restood energy. I had Godly Whis that taxes your opponent for restanding energy off a non-awaken. 2 of those in my side because of my locals, and it became relevant for that match. But aside from that, my sideboard kind of probably needs some work. But my Z deck is nice. So going into my Z deck, again, goes into the win con because he becomes a critical. With the Android 17, I can play it from the Z. I run 2 of the Frieza, 2 of the Vegetas. You have to run the Kamehamehas, of course. So run 1 of the yellow Kamehamehas. Sometimes it's relevant. The leader is not a self-cutter and has to be at 4 life, so you want some form to self-cut some always, especially if you want to go into your kill turn. You need to be at 3 life, so the Vegeta comes in handy for those reasons. And you can use him to kill him with the 5-drop and play another one if you need to be at 4 life.
That makes sense.
Or at 3 life. 3-drop Goku. wasn't really relevant this weekend, but still very good card. So keep him in it. Oolong, another win con. I mean, you put out a 45k quad, play an Oolong, and now he's a 45k single. Never really a bad option. So run 2 of those. The fun little one. So this is a bean in this deck. So it's basically just a Sensu bean. So this obviously is for the U7 Goku deck. The whole text is specifically for the U7 Goku deck, except for the first one. It's auto, limit 1. If your leader is a yellow U7 card, when this card is placed in the battle area, your leader gets plus 5k power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it's just a Sensu bean.
It's better. It's a 2-turn Sensu bean.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 2-turn Sensu bean. So it helps you survive those later turns as well. So, because you're not awakening, right?
Mm-hmm. No,
But yeah, that all in all, that's basically the deck. I had a fun day. The tournament ran quickly for me because the deck just basically stops my opponents from doing anything, and I don't do much on my turn except for draw and wait till I go into the SCR. And I even had one game that when we finished, the timer was showing that it only took us 7.5 minutes. So yeah, it was a good day.
This sounds familiar to another deck that you had where you don't let your opponents play and then it all goes in one turn. Something with the Church of Frank and a couple of rotted cards. Which one are you thinking is more busted, this or the Android 18 mil?
If we had to look at it now, we've brought back 18 mil.
Both of them full power.
Now, I think this would still be stronger in this current meta.
Okay.
But if we go back to the meta of 18 mil, with what we had available, 18 mil definitely. It's just the deck was uninteractable, and at least this one has some interactions. One of my losses was against a black Vegito deck, and a super nice guy, and he didn't even realize the reason he was winning until he won. Obviously, is he had the Gohan SGR because some of his locals play this deck. Or play a deck with the U7, so he added the SGRs from his side, and he had an SGR that was completely stopping me from being able to swing with the quad strike. And I didn't have enough to be able to take him down in life, and he won for that one. So this one does have answers, when the 18 did not.
Damn. Fair enough. Well, so you said it was how many matches for the online Gen Con?
7 rounds.
7 rounds. What was like that 7-minute match? How the hell did that go down?
It basically just went on my turns. I was drawing cards from leader and then playing cantrips to draw cards. My opponent's turn was they were swinging when they were swinging. I was taking damage when I wanted to take damage, and when I didn't want to take damage, I negated and stopped the damage. When it got to my turn 4, I did Gogeta, Android 17, Vegeta from Z Energy, swung Vegeta twice, and then quad strike kill with the Gogeta.
Damn. That was probably a surprise.
And that was pretty much. Oh yeah, it was very much a surprise, and that was most of my games that I won, as that's how it finished. It was just Gogeta turning the tide, Vegeta win.
Damn.
Yeah. Because it's hard when you have no blockers and you have no hand and no way to draw cards in an activate battle sense. It's hard to deal with 3 critical strikers and a 45k quad strike.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
No, because even something with a whole board full of like barrier blockers, anything like that, which, blockers aren't too crazy available besides the token ones, and I guess Bunny Girl. But just for the fact, even if they were just at 3 life, you slap down the Gogeta, you're at 3 life yourself. You can play Turning the Tide, nuke the board, and then, Turning the Tide and the Vegeta, nuke the board, and there's 3 crits right there.
Exactly. And the thing is, too, is the leader's ability on his Awakened side, it's the discard 1, draw 2, and then turn one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode.
Just
so if they have a blocker, exactly for that, or if they have a blocker without barrier, my leader can rest it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. That's a wicked deck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I know. I wish I had that SCR because I have all the other cards. I've run that deck myself in the past. It was with Victory Strike. That was the whole thing with TP Turner of Power. I'm just like, this is the best deck to run Victory Strike. That's what I think. This is where I'm gonna go with it. And then you get Shigesh, Explosive Spirit, and Victory Strike didn't matter. So you know, this sounds like a lot better of an answer.
Yeah, it takes away all your opponent's answers. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, honestly.
Damn.
But yeah, it was a good time. For the most part, people were good. I think I only had one person that got a little upset, but I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah, you don't expect.
Like,
yeah, thank you for the 12 extra energy. Now I'm just gonna go run amok on you. Have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can't be mad at people for that. It's the same thing. Again, it's the same kind of feeling that I got when I played Android 18. Was when I would go, oh, I'm gonna play this, and then what's the name? Bring out the Frieza, counter your thing for my Frieza, swing, counter that, and then mill you for 38, and then the anger I get from my opponents from back then, it's the same thing. So I'm used to it.
That's true.
Yeah,
the churches had a revision in it.
It's alive and well. Yeah, we have a new new prophet.
New Church of Frank Jesus.
That's
it's
right.
Gogeta this time besides the Frieza.
That's right. We've upgraded.
Damn.
But Frieza's still coming in strong.
It's true,
in a different form.
Yeah, he's got to sit back, which that Frieza is still one of my favorites. It's just such a disgusting effect. And but it's so hard to get out normally. So
it is. And this deck has done it.
Yeah.
I've put out 2 on turn 4.
Yeah, that's
within this deck, and that's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, because even at that, just like if they want to get rid of it, they still have to burn a life.
Yeah, they have to burn 2 life.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you got 2 of them, you got to burn 2 life just to get rid of one, and then burn another life to get rid of another. Like,
yeah. And so that's the alternate win, because like sometimes you're playing against decks. Like last weekend, I played and I messed up horribly. I tunnel visioned the Turning the Tide, and I was playing against 3-Haunt, which has an activate battle, draw 3 cards. So that was not the play. And I could have gone into 2 Emperor of U7s, which still may have been iffy. However, it would have been a better scenario because they were going to be able to draw 3 cards.
Yeah.
But I saw the Turning the Tide. It was my round 1. I tunnel vision Turning the Tide, so I went into that and I lost the match. So sometimes when you're playing those matchups that has potential ways that your opponent can win if you Turning the Tide still, the Emperor U7, that's where that one comes in clutch. If I was able to put 2 out against the Vegito, then I would have been able to win that one because I wouldn't have worried about the SGR as much.
Yeah.
So SGR, auto, they have to take 2 life, crit, but then the auto from the SGR makes them take 1 life. So that alone would have dropped them down 3 life. But the opponent with the Vegito, it has a lot of cards that restand themselves. So like the Vegito itself. So I just couldn't pull it off against them. Really good deck though. Good player. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, good player. But yeah, this is the U7 deck.
Damn. Well, thanks for showing it off. What a blast from the past. Just being souped up to be like, okay, well, as soon as I get this SCR in hand, now we're gonna have fun. Like, that's literally what this deck is, and that's awesome.
Yep, but I appreciate it.
But anything you want to say before we close out the profile here?
Not really a whole lot. I just always give thanks to the team Game 3, our sponsor, Game 3 as well. If you're ever looking for any cards, Magic, Dragon Ball, whatever it might be, try to hit up their website, especially here in Canada. They might be able to help you out. And as always, thanks to you there, Rosas. Always appreciate you helping us with the videos and whatnot, and just being an all-around good guy.
Well, thank you. I'm blushing. Well, glad to hear that you got destroy some futures there with this deck. Definitely. If I got caught off guard with this, I think I would have the same reaction. I don't even know if I'd be angry as much as stunned. I don't think I'd be able to speak for the rest of the match. So someone on webcam would think I'd be angry, but my eyes would just be, huh? What?
It's just like, yeah, that's a loss. Thanks.
Damn. Well, well, congrats again on the placement, man.
Thank you.